Okay, this is what I'm working on right now. I was going to show you how I solder up my Dodo here. It's going to be a little different than normal. However, I always put it inverted. I made myself a little camera mount here for the HS1777, possibly. The one everybody likes. Fox mirror, is it? And I got some DYS 20 amp BLHeli one shots with a Maytech, is it Maytech PDB? However, I'm not using the VTX and CAM pass-through. There it is, the Maytech version 2.1. I doubt that this probably is focusing on any of it. But on the other side, it's got 5 and 12 volts. And that's what I like. For motors, we have the Luminaire RB 2204-13 2500 kV Schizo Special Edition. So this is the fastest kV I've seen out of a 2204 motor. And I know DYS has a 2400 kV that's really nice, that I just put on a build, a tweaker build for somebody earlier. But the frame we have here is the Shen drones 5-inch Mitsuku. The Mitsuku. Yes, the Shen drones 5-inch Mitsuku. And it's all prepared, as you can see. I'll cut and crimp all the leads so I can get them real short, and maybe I'll show that. But right now I was getting ready to solder all the motors on, as you can see, and because of BLHeli one shot and I run clean flight, it doesn't matter how I do the firing order per se. So I'm just going to do them ABC, 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 ABC. However, I could switch them, and I've been fairly lucky with getting the winds correct. So I'm going to use a Spectrum receiver. I'm going to run S-Bus, or no, Spectrum satellite out of those 3 pins right there on the Dodo. If you haven't noticed, this is the Seriously Dodo board. And I put these in like tweakers and QAV 210s and QAV 180s and those type. And what I usually do is I flip the board over and then I turn it so that the USB is on the side. But what happens then is you have a board that's upside down and 315 degrees off. No, something like that. Anyway, so you have to adjust that in clean flight. So because the Dodo has 5 volts on board, it'll power the receiver, even though the receiver only needs 3 volts. So what I did is I cut up the angled pins, because I'm only using 4 motors, but I put 5 here because I'd like to pull 5 volts off of this board for something else. So we'll put this in 1 through 5, just like that, right? Then I take another one and I make something like this out of it. Okay? And this is for the buzzer, which I put by the buzzer right here. This is going to be a tough one. Let's see if I can put it in with the pliers on camera. Anyway, let me turn this a little. This is the buzzer. Got me? Uh-oh. Hold on. I'll just pick it up. And I put the buzzer in. All the pins facing in, not out. Got me? I can't even get it in. There it is. Ta-da! Alright, so that's the buzzer, right? Got me? There's my 5 pins and the buzzer. Beautiful. So now I have to make one more because I like the VCC, the VBAT, where the 2S comes in, or the 3S through 6. It says 2S through 6 on this board, so that's pretty nice. But I make another set of pins for this one. So I don't know I'll be able to do this with the phone in my hand, but I need the shortest pins on here, right? The shortest pins. So what I'll do is I'll pull out all the other pins to get to those 2 pins I need, right? So let's do that. Pull that one out. I don't need that one. I pull this one out. I don't need that one. I'm gonna leave the other ones, but I want to pull the ones I need out too. So here we're gonna pull this one out. We're gonna put it down. I need this one. And then we're gonna pull this one out. You got me? Because I need this one. Alright, so then I'm gonna take one of these, right? And I'm gonna pull 2 pins out of that. You watching? God, these players are so offset. There, 1 pin I don't need. Alright, another pin I don't need. Now, we're going to snap this off at that break. What I like to use is never around, but here it is. Okay, it's these, you know, the side cutters or snips or whatever. So you go in there, and you get it right on that line. Right on the line, and hold it real tight because it likes to shatter. Okay, we did it. Now you want that piece. Where did it go? Here's the piece you want. Now let's see if I can do this because I got such big hands. We're gonna pick up the piece and I want to shove it through the hole at a certain way, sideways. You can put them in any way, they're square, see? You got me? Slide that back on. And now pick up the other one and put it in the same way. Oops. You get what I'm saying here? Make your own. Yeah, well, if I just did it with my hands, right? Here we go. My big old chunky hands. Okay. Look at that. We're getting somewhere now. See what we got here? The connector. But we got to push that all the way on. Okay, so let's push it on. God, I hope this is not too close to the camera. Alright, I pushed it all the way on. Not quite all the way. try to even out the pins however you can even them out on the board. Alright, there we go. So now we're going to go back to the board. If you look at the board here, these two pins are for the VBAT, and it's going to power everything straight from the battery voltage on your PDB. Bada bing. See that? Now that's usually all the pins I put in the board. And again, I run the board upside down in there. Upside down. All the pins are on top. Alright. Oh, look, that one fell out. So, what's next? Before we go? Oh, right. I wanted to show you the spectrum. The spectrum goes right into that port right there. And I wire that from the bottom. And if you look at how I have my receiver bent, this is going to go all the way under it and come out the other side so that I can put it where I need it. Alright, got me? This just fell out. I'm going to get to soldering it soon. And again, see how this is a little off? You can just push it over and they'll fit themselves in there. It'll just kind of friction fit it. There we go. See that? I like that. Now we'll put this one back in and we'll get to soldering. So hopefully when I'm done, I'll show you an after, because I just don't have the tripod maybe. Let's see. I'm going to do all the motors and the Dodo board and we'll be ready to go.